Queen Lili'uokalani by Jessica Pruett. Many do not know that Hawaii, like England, had a monarchy, and the one and only queen was Queen Lili'uokalani. She was the queen before the annexation. She ruled for 3 years before Hawaii was taken over and overthrown by the US. She was the queen from 1891 to 1893, and we will be getting into who she was, what she did for her people, and why she only reigned for such a short time. She was an incredible leader to her nation, but who was she outside of that? Her name was Lili'uokalani. She was born in 1838. She was an author and musician, and according to the Smithsonian magazine, she wrote over 160 songs. One of the most famous was the Aloha Oe, which means, as you can see here, farewell to thee. It was a song about saying goodbye to her nation, to Hawaii. She was married to Owen Demis, John Owen Demis. She had 3 children, which were adopted. The first was the child of John, and the other 2 were adopted by the both of them. Their names were John, Lydia, and Joseph. She was a great leader and valued her nation and the people of her nation. And she valued them so much that she did a lot for her nation and for her people. One of the most important things that she did was she opened up the Queen's Hospital in 1860, which, stated by PBS, she raised the funds to open this hospital. She went around knocking on doors to be able to collect all that money and open this hospital to help her people, which were getting affected by diseases due to people that were coming in, Americans, Chinese, anyone that came in because of the attributes that Hawaii had at that time. They were bringing over diseases, so this was very important for her people because a lot of them died, and this way was a way of her showing her help to the people. She also funded a bank for women, and she very much supported the education of young girls. She also tried to reverse the Biden Constitution. This constitution was set in place during her brother's ruling. After her brother died, she took over the reign. She wanted to reverse this because she knew that during her brother's reign, there was a lot of people involved that did not have Hawaii's best interest through her perspective, in her opinion. And doing this reversal was going to be beneficial to the people of Hawaii so they could get their rights back when it came to voting and having a say in the future of Hawaii. She also sued the US government in 1909. She did this because, again, the US overthrew Hawaii, and she felt that her land was stolen, and she needed the US, or wanted the US, to basically repay the Hawaiian people in some way. She also, once she passed away, she donated all of her money to the children of Hawaii, so none of her family or her children were able to keep any of her money. She donated that to children specifically, and more specifically, it went to young girls in education. Now, her reign was cut short because, again, Hawaii was overthrown by the US government. Typically, this was because of white American men, or white men in general, saw that Hawaii had a lot of benefit when it came to business, so they wanted Hawaii's assets. She was accused of treason by this man. She was imprisoned in her own palace for about 8 months, according to Hawaii Life. And during this time, she did write an autobiography. And also, she wasn't able, after 5 months of being held hostage in her own palace, she wasn't able to reign again and go back to her status as queen, because by that time Hawaii was already overthrown. She was and became the one and only queen of Hawaii. She continuously fought for her people by the building of hospitals, through education, and being accused of treason. This was a solidarity to her people because she was accused due to her people backing her up and wanting to overthrow the people that had overthrown Hawaii. And they assumed that she had an idea that this was going to happen, this revolt was going to happen, but they were never able to prove that she did. She was in ruling for a very short time of 3 years because of the overthrow of Hawaii by the United States. If she would have had a longer time to reign, maybe the Hawaii we know now would have been incredibly different. Like I stated before, during her imprisonment in her own palace, in the second floor in her bedroom, she wrote an autobiography. And this is important because this was a way to show advocacy for her nation. She wanted for people to know what the Hawaiian people had been through and what she personally had gone through when this overthrowing of Hawaii was taking place. She believed ultimately that her land was stolen from her and her people. And this is important because it shows a different perspective in the history of Hawaii and why it was overthrown. And this is the story of Queen Lili'uokalani.